Hey guys, we're going to try something fun today. So, welcome back to Easel Does It Studio. I am so grateful for all the new subscribers. Thank you. So what we're going to be doing today, and I'm going to try to be better at letting you know like what mold I'm using, what colors I'm using, and all that. I did have somebody comment, and I'm still learning how to do these videos. I'm not one that I can talk to myself all the time, so I struggle with like remembering to say all the things. So I will try to get better with that. So thank you for that advice. It does help me a lot. So I've seen a couple of different videos out there of like making the water droplets and kind of stuff like that. So what we're going to do today is I have got my little frog mold. I'm going to put eyes in him, and I'll show you those in a minute. We're going to put some like water droplets on with the UV, the Diction, I can't talk, UV resin in the hard type, and I'm going to use those to set the eyes, and we're going to use this to also make the water droplets, and then I'm going to cure it under the UV light, and then I am going to use the Let's Resin chameleon powder. The foil, the chameleon foils are really difficult. I've only used them like twice. And I struggle with them because they're like so messy. Worse than these. So I had just saw a new technique, and I can't remember the woman's name that I saw it. But I got this idea from you. So thank you. If I can find that video again, I will link your video below if I can find it. I'm still learning how to, you know, like do all those things. So if you guys are ever in question on where I got something or what color, put it in the comments. I do go in and read all the comments, so I will gladly get you an answer. So most of my molds I have bought from either Michaels, Amazon, or Temu. Most of them Amazon and Temu that I have been using. So these I got on Amazon, and I've got 2 of them. I can't remember if they came as a set of 2 or if I just bought 2. But, so, and then we've got these little glass eyes, which I also got on Amazon. And there's just all kinds of different kinds. So I have these. I also have this, which has like all the sizes, and we'll get that later. But the ones that I picked out for Mr. Froggy today are these kind of little speckled yellow and black type of things. And then I'm also going to be adding some rhinestones to his little feet. So his the little toes, I'm going to UV those crystals in there. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to get these eyes in. And I've learned from a previous one that I've got to make sure that I get enough of the UV resin around like where the eye goes, because if not, if you like, I'm gonna back this with a black resin, and if you don't have enough, it will go in and like cover the eyes. So I'm gonna try to take a little bit better care today and get them in correctly. So I'm gonna flip you down so you guys can see what I'm doing, and we will get started. All right, so let me, and I have to like kind of look under my camera. All right, so and with my tablet, I don't know why I can't zoom in. So I will try to bring it down. Sorry if I'm making anybody dizzy. All right, so, and I work closer to me, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm in frame for you guys. And, all right, so I guess that we're going to have to work here. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so first things first is I'm going to put some UV resin in the little eye holes. I don't know if you can see them, but they're in there. And what I'm going to do is I want them so that the slants are kind of going this way on the eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a marker, a pen, just a pen, so that I know which way my line is going. So when I put them in, I can make sure that my that I'm putting them in the way that I want them, if that makes any sense. So we're going to put a little bit of UV resin in one of those holes, and I'm going to try and get it with my tweezers. And I'm going to pop that in and move it around so that there's UV resin all around that eye. And then I'm going to put him under my light, and we're going to cure him for just a little bit. I don't need it fully cured just yet, because it's gonna be going under the light quite a bit when I do these spots. So I just want it to. All right, so it's hard, just a little bit. All right, so we're gonna do the other one. So basically what I did is I filled the little round cavity with the UV resin, and then I'm going to set this in, if I can grab it. If I can grab it, here we go. And I'm going to drop that in, move it around a little bit. That, and then we're going to pop him under the light to cure him for a few minutes. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the stones in the toes. And the ones that we're going to be using are these bigger ones, and probably there's two of the toes on the back that get smaller, so we'll probably use one of these and one of these. We'll see once we get there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put, oh, I got to make sure I'm under the camera, guys, sorry. I'm just going to put a little drop in each of those little toes. And then I'm going to take one of the rhinestones. And these I also got on Amazon. These are just to do rhinestone art. And we're just going to pop that in there. And I kind of used these. Let me get some out so that I can pick them up. Because it's going to kind of match the chameleon that I'm going to do with his body. But maybe give a little bit of a bling, I'm hoping. So I'm just moving them around to make sure that there's like no little air bubbles underneath. All right, I'm gonna pop him under for a couple seconds. Like I said, I'm not like worried about completely curing him right now. I want to get everything into place, get the water droplets on, and then I will put him under for like 5 minutes just to completely cure it. But right now, I don't want these falling out as I'm doing them. All right, so again, just a drop in that little nub of his toe. So we finally got done our snowstorm, which ended up being an ice storm. We did not lose power this time, thank the good Lord. But there are thousands and thousands without power, so hopefully they get that restored soon. Oh, no, not there. That is not your spot. This one is your spot, and this one you need to turn back over. You guys behave. All right, and we'll get him in. All right, so let's get those ones just cured a little bit. So each time that I'm putting it in, the other things that I've done are also curing again. So by the time this all gets done, it will definitely be cured all the way through. All right. So let's do, I know these three are going to be the bigger ones. All right, I'm gonna make sure you guys are seeing what I'm doing. And I'm gonna try the next size for the next toe. And put a little tiny drop there. All right. And we're going to use one of the baby ones for the next one. There we go. All right, so let's get that cured. So I'm hoping that these little rhinestones will still show up. All right, so I know I need a medium, a small, and 3 big ones. There we go. All right, let's get this last one done. And I'm hoping I'm not using too much of the UV resin, but like I said, I learned from one of the other things that I did that you've got to have enough to fill the cavity so that the other color won't run behind it. So that's my reasoning. All right, so let's cure that for a few seconds. All right, so that's probably the longest part right there, was getting those little features in. All right, so now we are just going to make like different shapes and dots, and then I'm going to cure it, and then I'm going to add the chameleon powder. So, oh God, here we go. This is, I've never done this technique. I've seen it on a few different videos, but I've never tried it. So, I'm like, well, it'll either be cute or it'll be a fail. Not a big deal. All right, so let me see. So I'm just gonna start out with like a few dots. And some lines. All right, I'm going to cure that because I don't want it to run. Let me see. I do have a little UV flashlight, but I don't know. And of course, does it have batteries? Of course not. Let's see. No, of course not. You know, that would have just made my life too easy. Oh, well. All right. So as you can see how there's like little dots? Hopefully you can see that. So I want to put a few in his feet. So what I'm going to probably do is just leave that light on so I can do a few spots and pop them under. Like I said, I just want to cure it enough where it's not moving. And then I'll put it on a pause and finish curing it up. So you're basically making your own design on its back. Hopefully it comes out good. I've been wanting to try the water droplets for a while, and I've just been nervous. I'm still really new with the UV resin. And learning what I can and can't do with it, and that type of stuff. All right. And then I'm going to take like a little tool and make some little tiny dots. All right, so let me finish getting one side done because I have a few dots up in there, but I don't in this one, so. All right, I want something down like on his forehead too. If we're going to put water droplets on, we might as well put them on everywhere, right, guys? So hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. All right, so let's finish this little, so I had planned on starting this video a little earlier, but my husband went out to try to clean the briquette at the end of the driveway, and he fell, and he's been disabled. He had two bad knee replacements on the same knee. Well, when he fell right on that knee, and now it's swollen like a balloon, so he's upstairs in a recliner with ice on it. So I gave him his phone. I said, if you need me, text me. And my son's up there with him, so if he does need anything, my son can get it for him. So like I said, some are dots, some are lines. You can be as creative with this as you want. This is where your art license comes into play. All right, so let me dry those two drops, and then I'm going to flip him over and kind of see where he's at. Like I said, I do want to put a few little tiny, all right, so I don't know if this is actually showing up in the camera or not, but oh, see, I need a few more in this knee and at least one more in this leg. The head is kind of hard to... All right, so let's see, we needed more in this one over here. Dry that. That's the one good thing with these silicone molds that are somewhat transparent, because you can kind of see what you're doing. All right, so we need a couple in there. I hope this comes out good, guys, because my last one was pretty much a fail. So I'd like to have one that, you know. All right, so let's put a couple in this, down in this leg here. All right, we'll stick him under there. All right, so his legs are looking good. He needs a few down in here. All right, I think that is looking good. I'm going to take my dotting tool, and I'm just going to get a little cup to put a little bit of UV resin so that I can get some small drops. So I'm just a little bit. And that's probably going to be more than what I need. All right, so I'm basically just dabbing a little bit. Helps if I stick it in the resin. So just so there's a little bit of variation in the size of the dots. All right, pop that under for a second, and then we'll kind of give it a look. All right. So I think he looks good, guys. All right. So I'm going to put you on a pause. I'm going to put him under there for a couple minutes, and then I'll be right back. Okay. We are completely cured. And I have this little fluffy little brush that came with my chameleon powder, and then I bought this on Amazon. It's like an eyeliner, to make like an eyeliner. So it's just a makeup brush, but I'm gonna try this to see, because I'm gonna do this technique a little bit different than the way I would normally do it. Because we're just going to put some in, and then we're going to use this brush. It's just a makeup fluffy brush to spread it around. So again, this is going to be a spot where you can be as creative as you want. So I am going to get some of these covers off, and I don't know if I'm going to use the grape. We'll do some olive. Now the olive looks white, but we'll see. Ugh. All right, so I'm just tapping it. I'm making lines. That's all I'm doing. Like I said, I'm not going to blend this until I get like my colors where I want them. And I'm trying to pick like different toes. Because this whole mold is going to have to be colored. But right now we're just kind of tapping some color in. I just saw this technique today. So when you're working with mica powders, just remember whatever color touches the mold first is the color that's going to show up. And chameleon powders work better with a dark background, like a black. So we're going to tint our resin, and that's what we're going to do. So I've got enough of that olive color, so I'm going to go in with some of the grape. This is grape. And again, we're just kind of making lines. I'm going over some of them water droplets because I want a lot of, I got to have enough of this powder in there so that when we blend it, it covers everything. Don't forget the bottom of your chin, too. So we're just tapping. And this actually seems like it's working out better because it's not like spreading everywhere, like when you're rubbing it on. I am hoping this comes out awesome. Because then I could do the same thing. All right, guys, I don't know what happened. My camera shut off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix up 4 ounces of resin, and then I will be back. Okay, so I've got my resin mixed up. I did mix up an extra ounce because I have another project that I didn't have enough to finish filling. So, all right. So I'm going to leave that. I'll fill that. So I'm going to, this is just black pigment paste. I got this on Amazon. I don't know the name of it because they don't have a label on the thing. So I'm just gonna kind of stir it around, make sure that nothing is stuck on the bottom. And you don't need a lot of this, so I've just got a little tiny bit on the end of my stick there, and that's probably going to be more than enough. And then you want to stir it somewhat slowly so you don't get introduced too many bubbles, but so I want this to be opaque, meaning you can't see through it. I want it to be a solid color. So I'm just gonna wipe my stick because I know there's color on there. You want to scrape your sides. You just want to make sure that it's really, really mixed well. All right. I can't tell with this stick, so let me grab a little stick. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit more. It's still a little on the transparent side. Yeah, that's better. All right. So normally I would spritz this with alcohol, but I'm not going to because it will mess up the chameleon powder. So I'm just going to move it in. I'm going to pour it in slow. And if you pour it over a stick and from a little bit of height, sometimes you can break some of the bubbles that are in there. All right, I just want to, oh, and don't do that. Oh my word. See what I told you the other day about me being a klutz? Well, now you've seen it firsthand. Just because I wanted to look for bubbles. All right. So I'm just, all right, I'm still in the camera for you guys. Hang on. Let me just cover that mess. Put him back. All right. So I'm just gonna pour him because I'm just gonna make a mess. So I'm hoping his little toes show up. So I do have my heat mat on. So that I can put him on there and hopefully be able to demold him tonight. All right. So let me just take a small silicone and make sure that all his little tatos are filled in. And then I don't see any bubbles. All right. So I am going to spritz it with 91% isopropyl alcohol. And this helps reduce the bubbles. So, and I've got a little bit. Let's see if I... Alrighty, guys. It is like 5 hours later today. The frog is done. My extras are done. So, let's go ahead. I'm going to pop out these extras first. And I don't know what happened to my video, guys. I don't know why my tablet just keeps shutting off, but it does. And I apologize. On the next one, I'm going to try and do, use my phone. So we'll see if it makes it better. I cannot believe how quick these cured on my heat mat, guys. Oh my God, I am in love. All right, so let's get these all out. And I should have cleaned my paper, but I am just really, really anxious to get this frog out. So, hang on, I gotta wash my hands. I'm all sticky. Alright, let me try to wipe some of this off. Oh. Oh my gosh, guys. Butterfingers. Oh. Alright, so I don't know if these are going to end up being pendants or keychains, but these are the two like lightning bolts I just did with whatever extras I had. So there's that one. Then there's this one here. It does have a little bit of bubbles here, but overall they came out really, really good. And this one, I just blended the two colors, and I really like how that came out. It's pretty crystal clear. There's not hardly any bubbles. This is the sun one that I did. So I just like kind of poured half and half, and just to see what would happen. And they actually stayed separated. I was impressed. And this is one of the other ones. So I ended up having a lot more extra resin than I thought I would have. And then there's this one. So I might do some embellishments or something on this one. I don't know yet. But those are the extras. Oh, and then this eye. This eye one came out really, really cute. So I might just put a corded thing on that, and that's the back side. So those were my extras, but this is what I'm dying to see. And again, it's totally hard. I mean, the toes are still a little bendy, but I can deal with that. God, I hope he has no bubbles. Oh, crap. All right. That is still a little bit bendy there. All right. Let me just... Oh, why is everything but one little spot got to be ready? All right. Trying to make sure that you're in frame. And on the next video, I'm going to try using my phone, because on my phone, I can actually cast to the TV here in my craft room. I'm in my studio, so that way I can see what you guys are seeing. All right, come on. Are you kidding me? I've got one side of my feet that are not completely cured yet. And I'm going to have to wait, because I'm going to end up pulling his leg off. All right. So I am just going to stick this. All right. It's been almost another hour, and they're still soft, but I think I'm able to get them out. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Oh my God, guys. Oh, he came out amazing. Oh, look at how stinking cute he is. Look at the little dots on his back and his eyes. Oh my gosh. So his feet are still a little bendy, so I'll finish letting him cure, just to finish hardening up. But you can see the little stones in his feet. Oh my God, he came out amazing. What do you think, guys?